There's a quote I've heard years ago, and only later did I really understand it, is that comparison is the thief of joy. I think social media has made it way worse. Of course, anything can be blamed on social media almost, but it's because like in social media you don't really have to be who you really are. You can just show uh the highlights and fuck off, which is what people do. And I mean, that's normal. You don't have to post anything, so why would you post the bad things, you know? Why would you post when you're sad, or when something is wrong, or when you're broke, or just anything like that, right? So whenever you see someone, let's say, achieving something you wanted, or buying, living the dream that you want, you're gonna feel like shit because they have it and you don't. And the reason why thinking like that is stupid is you don't know them. You don't know their age. You don't know how long it took for them to actually achieve it. You don't know if what they're showing is actually real. You don't know how their heart is. You can be in chapter 3 of of your way to getting the dream that they have, while they might be at chapter 24. You just don't know that. You have to be them in order to know, and you don't. So why are you comparing yourself to someone who's really nothing like you? The only thing in common you have is the dream that you want, and I guess they will want it and now have it as well. Why are you comparing? Your brain saw one thing in common, which was the first thing in common, and decided that yeah, it makes sense to compare, and since that person has it and I don't, I suck now and I feel bad about it. What? Make it make sense, dude. And this is all, dude. This also is really common with physiques. People don't even no. People start going to the gym, and then they look at people who have obviously been coming there consistently for years, and they look way in and they look in way better shape than you do. So then you start comparing yourself and think, man, I suck, this person is so cool. But like, you just started and they have been going there for years. So what does this mean? It means that comparison is one of those things that you just have to notice it happen in the moment, and you need to force stop it, because your brain is gonna do whatever the fuck it wants if you let it. So don't let it. Force it. Like, just force yourself to think about something else, or just force yourself to realize that, hey, we have nothing in common, and our situations are extremely different, our genetics are extremely different. Fuck, your age is extremely different. Maybe that motherfucker is on steroids. You don't fucking know. So don't compare it. Like, you just look, at the end of the day, you saw them once and you might not see them again. That's especially on social media. Like, you might see their post for the first time and you will never see them again. Why are you comparing? It gives you nothing. It just steals your joy. How the quote says. And the reason why it says that comparison is the thief of joy is because when you're comparing yourself to someone else, which, mind you, by far most of the time it happens when someone is more achieved than you are. If you're the person who has achieved more, you're not comparing yourself to a person who has achieved less. You just don't. So the reason why the quote says that comparison is the thief of joy is because you literally feel like shit. But you feel like shit because the scenario is unrealistic and it doesn't make any sense. It's as simple as that. So next time you're trying to compare yourself to someone who's just, more experienced, that they have been in the game for longer than you have, just force yourself to not think that way. Sometimes you just have to force it. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of the things in life you might just have to force it because your brain doesn't understand. And what if it does? And what it doesn't understand, you have to simply teach it. That's it. That's all there is to it.